what is going to really kickstart, and get us out of this state of funk that we're in and get sentiment going? Because as earlier speakers have said, no investment is taking place, things are stalled, everything's at a standstill. You mentioned the GST, but what are the things that the government can do to really get the sentiment back again?
Early elections.
You're obviously not a fan of the Gandhi.
No, I am a fan of the government. I think I'm not a fan of our decision. We elected this government, right?
Yeah.
So we have created this logjam. So we have created it. Now, the logjam is not working. The decision is not there. The mandate from the people is not clear. I think if we go through a process of elections, the intense scrutiny on social media of the candidates is going to be quite interesting. The debates and the political agenda which parties are going to put forward are going to be very growth-oriented, very developmental. Every party will have to have a view on security, women's security. Every party will have to have a view, very strong view on corruption. It's a very burning and important topic. So therefore, they will automatically clean up their stables of the corrupt in the new government, hopefully. And that will give us a clean opportunity to be able to set an agenda for a new government. So that would be my, radical thought, and I don't think that's going to happen. On the shorter term point of view, I think this budget is a great opportunity for us to cut down government expenditure, wasteful government expenditure, which also I don't think is going to happen because the elections are coming. So to do GST, I don't think that's going to happen because the state governments today are more powerful than the central governments and the state governments, and the whole issue of the center-state division on roles and responsibilities and accountability is still not clear. And the state governments are fighting very hard to take more and more subjects on their part, and the center government is also fighting. So all kinds of issues are there. So I don't have a short-term solution. I mean, even if there is a theoretical solution, I don't know how they will put an arm around and get some things done. I mean, the fact that they're getting this Lokpal done, the fact that they're getting this security thing done, they got the company law bill out. So some of the things which they are taking as what I call the common minimum understanding amongst the parties to get the country moving is the right thing to go. And then make sure that they educate the electorate to get the right mandate, so that we are not in the same logjam again, is my hope. Therefore, in my mind, this 2013 or 14 election is going to put India at the crossroad. And all the people sitting out here, I will want you to be extremely active in this election, not just as voting people, but if you really care enough to come here and listen to all this talk, which is not going to result into anything, please care enough to influence enough people on voting on the right policies. That is going to be the India which cares has to wake up, so that it dares the India which needs to lead the India, which is very, very important.
This FDI in retail, and talking about, different states adopting, isn't that just causing and adding confusion for a foreign investor coming in, and they have to now kind of figure out. Dean Kothari, what do you think? I mean, isn't it? I mean, this is the first time we've done something like that, where we've given the option to the state.
If you can get all over India the thing, at least different states giving them freedom, I think you are better off. So I'm a big believer of, is this a better solution than where we are currently, and do you have an alternative, right? So if you don't have an alternative and if this is better, let's embrace it. So, and I think others will see the merit in especially if the states are smaller. Okay. The point about, I mean, we talked about elections and they resolving. Elections are funny things. So people, in the US, one might think, oh, gee, the population is educated, this, that. But again, people focus on just one or two issues. One would have thought that economics would be the driving force in the US election, and as it turned out, it was more the social issues that decided who got elected. It's not like economics didn't play that much of a role, but I think ultimately people thought ये 19-20 का है, there's not that much difference between the two on economics, whereas on social issues the differences were stark, and that kind of decided the election. So here it will depend upon how the politicians position and whether they make the differences in their standing, in their policies sufficiently stark to get people excited about choosing one versus the other. Otherwise, they will go with the same regional and fragmentation, and you would have not, some positions will change, but not hugely. That's my thinking.
That brings me to, one issue, Adi, that you could speak to, and that is about, Indian business itself expanding overseas. A few years ago, everyone went on a binge. The government sort of eased everything, and then people burned their fingers. And now there's another wave of, your group itself has been buying companies overseas. And now the argument seems to be that, we are stymied for growth here, so let's go and seek it elsewhere. What are your thoughts on, taking Indian business global? The government seems to have.
No, I think Indian businesses have achieved scale and size where they are getting competitive internationally, and this is a very good development, and I think it will add to India's growth. I think some people fear that Indian companies are investing outside because there are lack of opportunities in India. I don't think so. I think it is in addition to lack of opportunities. The problem with lack of opportunities in India is the growth rate has slowed down. If the growth rate slows down, demand for everything slows down. So clearly, I think India, I really believe we should open up in all things, whether it is investing outside, whether it is allowing foreign direct investment inside, trying to be restrictive, trying to take policy decisions on minor matters, I think always obstructs growth. So opening up the economy, incentivizing investment, and most importantly, creating a strong perception of the country. I think we made a very big mistake bringing in GAR and retrospective amendments in the last budget, which besides the actual negative effect of such a thing, the perception all over the world suffered, the perception in India suffered, and I think we should be extremely careful of not taking steps where the perception of the country goes down in the minds of investors.
Dean, you'd have to add on that?
I couldn't agree more with Adi. I think there's clearly, those who argue against high taxes, sometimes they are branded as these people don't want to pay any taxes. That's not the point that is being made. Clearly, all over the world, people have accepted taxes as a reality. The question is, what's the right place to start? And that's where a lot of the debate that comes about. And French Hollande type 75% taxes on the rich, it's going to be counterproductive, as we are seeing over there and as we will witness over there. We are, on one hand, we want growth, but we don't want to celebrate those who accomplish success. And that's exactly the bad role model. We want, Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or any of those, or R.D. Godrej here or Vineet Nair, we need to celebrate the success, what they have achieved, and that's the sense in which, rather than demonizing or saying casting wealthy as not good, is not the right thing. It's not that we don't have sensitivity for the less privileged, far from it. I think philanthropy is also there and taxes are there. If they are well used, they will pour in also. But on average, having moderate amount of taxes is the way to go, as opposed to trying to raise taxes too high.
I want to thank all the panelists. I thought it was quite vibrant, and I hope you've gleaned enough from this and just not been all talk, but something to take home and think about. Thank you very much.